Hi, my name is Ileane and I'm with IleaneSmith.com. By now, you probably heard about a really cool app called Anchor. And today I want to show you how to use this app, Anchor, for your audio podcast really quickly. You can get started really quickly with anchor.fm. So let's go to the screen share so I can show you Anchor. Right now I'm on my iPhone, but they also have a cool mobile app for Android. So I'm actually on my homepage, and what you'll see here is my profile. Then you also can, what they have is called a carousel, and you can go through this carousel. You'll get the news every day from the Anchor people, and then you'll also see the folks that you're following, and you can listen in to their broadcasts. Now, let's go right into how you would create a segment on Anchor. And remember, it's anchor.fm, okay? So we're going to tap that button at the bottom, the little red button. Now I can go ahead and start a recording on Anchor. And I see some folks are in, so I just want to stop and say hi. I see Kamaya's here, my girl Tish, Alfredo, he's listening, Antoinette, how you doing? She's saying you're so full of knowledge, and Kimaya saying she loves my show, and Maverick Logue is here as well. So thanks guys for joining me today. So let's go with the example of how to start recording on Anchor. Now, I can press that record button and hold it and talk, or I can swipe up and then it will stay on while I do my quick recording. So let's give it a go. Hey guys, it's Ileane Smith here. I just wanted to let you know, if you happen to be listening to this right now, I'm over live on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description for this segment. So I'm talking about Anchor and giving my friends a demo of how to use the app. So come on over and join us. It's at Ileane.link/TV. That'll take you right to my YouTube channel. Let me spell that really quickly. It's ILEANE.link/TV. Hope to see you on YouTube. Peace. Okay, so now the unique feature of Anchor is that now I can add some background music. Now, you guys are probably not going to hear this music, but you'll see here where it says swipe for background tracks. Let's see if we can turn it up. Sorry you can't hear it, but let's just go with that one. But they have different ones that set the mood for your broadcast. Like the nocturne one has something like a nighttime vibe. Okay, so let's go ahead and just say done. Now, I've already copied and pasted. I have in the clipboard the title. All right. So I'm also sharing that on Twitter, and I could share that on Facebook as well. So now I'm going to add it to my station. All right. Now, it gives me the option to get listeners, I guess, by connecting some of my accounts there. So let's just go back to the homepage, and then we'll come back into this recording so you can see all the options. The other thing I want you to see, as I mentioned before, you can listen to your friends' stories and segments that they've recorded for that day. All right. After you have recorded a few segments, you have the option of making an episode for your podcast. And this is the real beauty of this app. If you're someone who's thought about podcasting, and if you are someone who has been intimidated by the tech and you didn't want to go through figuring out how to do the RSS feed and submitting to iTunes, you don't have to worry about any of that. the folks at Anchor will submit the podcast for you. Now, let me back up because I forgot to tell you this part. When you record a segment, your segment maximum recording time is 5 minutes. However, if you're doing some type of storytelling or anything like that during your recording, you can string those together. Now, we're going to show you what it's like to create an episode for your podcast. You see the episode button right there. I'm going to click that on. Now, I've recorded some segments throughout the day. See the little check marks? I can turn off those and say, no, I don't want these. For example, I put up some content that was for my patrons only. Well, I don't want that in my segment. So I'm going to uncheck those. Okay. And now I can go and see it says next. Then I will choose a short descriptive name for my episode. So since I have something in the clipboard already, I'll paste that. Although I think it's too long because you can only use 32 characters. So I'll just type in something really quick. I see my friend Larry Snow is here. Hey, Larry. All right. And next, then give it a description. So let's see now, maybe what I have in the clipboard would fit. Okay, because you get a lot more room for the description. Let's go next. And then I would just double check all that. I could preview it. And I could actually listen to all the segments that I recorded. And if I wanted to, then I could create an episode. Of course, I'm not going to do it here because I just wanted to show you guys the steps. All right, so let me show you my past episodes. So there's a little bit of a lingo, and I'm just going to go over that one more time. Great, Jan S is in the house as well. I'm so happy that a lot of my patrons are here today. And I see that I have a new hashtag from my hashtagologist, and that's hashtag Ileane is killing it. I'm going to show the chat in a minute, but I just want to get through a few things here. Okay, so for my existing episodes, what I did, I decided that I would just use this Anchor because I already have a podcast. You guys probably know that, right? So I wanted to use Anchor just to talk to folks who want to start up a Patreon page. And I can just use this as a little mini podcast with, that only has a limited shelf life. That just talks about that one topic of Patreon. All right. And so I have 3 episodes here that focused on Patreon, and they're over on YouTube. I'm sorry, they're over on iTunes. I got confused because I'm on YouTube. They're on iTunes. When they submitted my show, I think it was on a Friday, by that Tuesday, and this was around busy time, not too long after the 4th of July holiday. On Tuesday, I got the email that said, Ileane, your podcast is in iTunes, and here's your link. So now, with that said, I want to warn you guys that they do put a little bumper at the beginning of your show, of each episode, that says, this was recorded on Anchor. It's the quickest way to get your podcast up and running. Something really short and sweet. And it's a really professional voice, the guy that comes on and says it, and he also does it at the end. But that's okay because, this is right now a free platform. Okay, so now I've showed you how to do the podcast. Before I go any further, let me just show you the other things that you can add into the segments. Okay, let's get the lingo down right. The segments can be anything. You making a recording, you can do interviews. There's no time limit at the moment on the interviews. I haven't done an interview yet, so we're not going to dive into that too much. All right. You can add music. You would connect your Apple Music or your Spotify. Those little short clips of music will play only for the people listening on Anchor. They will not play in your podcast, okay? Because, there's copyright issues and they can't do that. But it really makes your broadcast fun that you can weave those popular music that everybody's familiar with in and out of your show. And of course, you make it go along with the story that you're telling. Then there's also the option to add interludes. And these could be anything from just like a little gong sound, or somebody saying thank you, or a really quick clip. But a lot of them are music based and they're mostly instrumental. Then also, this is the killer feature of this app. And this is what makes this app stand out right now for podcasters. I mentioned this in my last video, guys, when I was talking about alternatives to SoundCloud. That's the call-in feature. People can call in to your show. You can listen to what they've had to say. Then you can say, okay, go back, record a segment for everybody on Anchor that says, hey, let's listen to what Nancy Merlin called in, what she had to say. And then you can add that to your station. Or Terry Johnson online, she wanted to tell us about her experience with the 31-day live streaming challenge. Listen up. And then you would play her segment. And also Goldmine, the Reckless Radio, he called into my show. I'm holding on to that because I'm going to cover his topic, which he was asking about YouTube. So, I got to make some special content for that. And then I will weave a story around his question. Okay, and then I'll play his question. And, it's a fantastic app for storytelling, but also fantastic for connecting with your audience. One more thing I want to show you before I turn to the chat room and before I come back on cam. So, oh my gosh, Antoinette is so awesome. She actually subscribed to me while she's in the chat. So, bam, got your back. And Antoinette. That's Antoinette Blake, guys. Be sure you follow her and connect with her. Okay, you guys know that are in the chat to click on those 3 dots over there and be sure you're connecting with each other. All right. So these are all the people that have favorited my station. Also, when someone gives you applause, you get to see that as well, because they can tap on the screen during a broadcast. Now, let me give you an example of that. So here's a segment that Kimberly Bonner, someone that I just met, she's absolutely gives a lot of value over here on Anchor. So as I'm playing her segment and I'm listening to her and I love what she has to say, I can tap the screen and see she's getting applause from me now. So later on, she'll see in that notifications area that I gave her applause. You also see, as I just showed you, about how you can call in or people can call in. Let me show you how to do that call in. That I didn't show you yet. Here's the call in button. See right under there, here's Barbara KB. She's an amazing person to connect with over there. You just click that little call in button and record. Now the call in only lasts for 1 minute. Okay, so you can also upload content from the web, and I'm going to show you guys that, but let's just take a quick break and come over into the chat and see what's going on. Whew, that was a quick run through. Thanks so much for being here. I see so many of my really, really cool buddies are in the chat. And, guys, just a quick reminder that I did have some issues with screen sharing the last few times I went live. So hopefully YouTube has fixed that. But if not, just be forewarned that if that happens, it's okay, because we just covered most of all the content here. And so, all right, let's see. Here, Tish saying it's so fabulous to see me midweek. And you have the app on your iPhone. Great. Alfredo, he's listening. Like I said earlier, Alfredo's probably at work. So I appreciate you sneaking in and listen, Alfredo. And he's on Android. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the super chat. Larry Snow, you're awesome. Thank you, my dear. And Maverick. Okay. Kim Maya says, a question when you're done with the demo. I don't have the Facebook audio live available yet. Can I use Anchor and upload to Facebook as I don't have a podcast yet? Yes, but that's not how I would recommend you do that, because there's too many steps in that process. Kimaya, you know what I would tell you for right now? You want to go live on Facebook with audio. First of all, let me just say, I talked about Facebook Live audio. You guys remember I did that video the other day. And there's been a lot of controversy. Some people think that it may not be the most effective strategy to use on Facebook. But, you know, I love audio content, so I'm going to use it anyway. You know, so before you go being concerned with the fact that you didn't get access to it yet, I would say give it at least 2 or 3 more weeks, Kimaya, to see if you get the access. And also make sure that your phone apps are updated, because really the only way that you're going to get that little waveform. Remember, I showed you guys when I did the tutorial about Facebook Live audio, there's that little waveform that kind of shakes at the bottom of the screen and lets people know you're live. The only way you're going to get that is through the Facebook Live app, when you actually get access to the app on your phone. So, yeah, there may be some other apps out there that'll do the same thing, but it's already so new that people don't really understand it yet. And for then you to use another app that's not going to look exactly like Facebook, that's just going to be too confusing. So I would say, don't worry about it. Just wait. If you just want to put audio up on Facebook, you can use this app to just share it. You just won't be live. I just showed you how you can share any of your segments. It'll go to your profile. You can share any of your segments to Twitter and Facebook, but it's going to go to your profile, but you just won't be live. And that's okay, because actually the segments are only 5 minutes on Anchor anyhow. So Anchor is not a substitute for Facebook Live audio, because your audience isn't even going to be there in 5 minutes. So hopefully I covered that. And I know that's a question that a lot of folks have, because the Facebook Live audio just came out. So people are trying to figure out, how can I multitask? How can I repurpose content and all that? But I'm going to show you guys how you can repurpose some content from the web interface. And I actually recorded a video about this morning, but we're going to go into it on the web interface right now. All right, let's get to the screen share. Oh, wait, before I do that, I'm sorry. We're not going to go to the web interface right now, because I want to see if there's any more questions. Okay, so is Anchor its own station as well? I'm not sure how to answer that. Everyone has their own Anchor station, and Anchor has their own station. Yes. And Larry, did you say anything with that super chat? I don't see any. I don't know if you had any questions or anything, Larry. You're so awesome. Thank you. Oh, Larry said he definitely needs this tutorial, and I'm killing it on Anchor. I have been getting some great positive feedback. Okay, you just answered my question. I can share on Facebook Live. Okay. And Alfredo and Tisha saying hi to everybody. And you guys remember, just really quickly, I'll show you those 3 dots. I'm not sure if Antoinette, you're not usually here when I go live. Remember, you can click on those 3 dots, and then you'll see the go to channel, and just connect with everybody. That way we all follow each other. That way that boosts everybody's subscribers. And trust me, if you guys are all here and I'm saying to follow everybody here is cool, and everybody got good content. Kim Maya, we're going to get her started on her channel. And Jan asked, we got to get her started on her channel as well. And so, Jan, I really thought about you a lot with this app, and I'm so glad that you're here, because this is an excellent way for you to dip your toe into the water of actually putting your content out there, testing it out, and seeing if that is in fact what you want to focus on your YouTube or anywhere else. And, you know, we're just going to start calling these things content hubs, guys. And I see Tish posted my Patreon. Thank you, Tish. Content hubs. Okay. think about, oh, I see now the message, because you're so awesome. Yay. My bestie. Thank you. Okay, great. Now, and the reason why I want to start using that terminology, content hubs, and I'm not sure who I heard say it. This, oh, I know I do. I do know who I heard say it. I was listening to Andy Crestadina and Barry Feldman's podcast called Content Matters. And I love that concept because content, this covers everything: the audio, the live audio, the video, the live video, the podcast. All it's your content hub, your blog, your Facebook posts, your Instagram stories. All of that is your content hub. So I'm giving Andy Crestadina and Barry Feldman credit because I'm not sure which one said it first. They were both dropping some gems in their in their podcast today. I was listening to on my way home from work. Oh, and by the way, I played hooky from LA Fitness today because you got to give your body rest when you've been working out really hard. So I got to let those muscles rest up. All right. So that's why I'm here with you. Okay. So who's ready to see the Anchor web interface in action? Say hi. Say I. Me. Can I get a me in the chat? I know there's a delay, so I'll wait. Okay. All right. And Kimaya is saying thank you and that I'm amazing. Thank you, Kimaya. All right. So you guys ready? Yes. Okay. All right. I had to get a yes out of the chat before. All right. Here, yay. So people who are watching this in the replay, just to let y'all know, yes, they were saying me. Okay. There's a little delay. So, okay. So here we go. Let's try to screen share the web interface. All right. Now, this is how you can listen on the website. Okay. All right. Let me move things over. I got to reposition things, guys. I want to make sure I can keep my eye on that chat too. So let me get that over here. Just in case somebody else drops a super chat over there, I want to be able to give you a quick shout out. All right. So here we go. So let me refresh. Let me go back to mine because they do have a leaderboard. And so that's what plays when your segment finishes. So I'm actually on my Anchor landing page. Okay. And so it starts to autoplay. Anybody comes to your Anchor page, it starts to autoplay. All right. And so they can go through, they can share from here and it will go to, and you can embed it, but here's Facebook, Twitter. I said it backwards. Twitter, Facebook, and of course, email. You can also embed this little player right here on your website. All right. So now I have not mentioned this, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. If you do not create an episode from your segments, right? Remember, the clips are the segments as you're creating them, and then you have to later on decide whether or not you want to create an episode and which segments you want to include in that episode. Because if you don't include them, they disappear after 24 hours. And, this is a disappearing content thing. Of course, we see started off with Snapchat and then Instagram stories. And I don't know, Facebook stories probably does the same thing. I don't even know because I don't even use that one anymore. So, okay. So this is a way to preserve your content is to make the episode out of it. All right. Because we've already decided that we're going to only have this podcast through Anchor as like a starter podcast or as a secondary podcast. This is not going to be your main thing. This is just like, okay, I'm not really sure if I want a podcast or not, or I already got a podcast. So let me just do something else over here on Anchor. All right. Because remember, and the reason why I say this, remember, they play a commercial when it's on iTunes. You won't hear the commercial here on the website, but on iTunes, they play a commercial. All right. So with all of that said, right, so you can scrub through here and you can listen to my story. I did a really fun story yesterday. I got a lot of great feedback about it because the experiment that I was doing, I talked about it, and before I knew it, I started describing it as an experiment, and I messed something up. And so then I went with the story of how I blew the lab up, and I put some uh, special effects in there that I downloaded from YouTube that were like, uh, then I got a whining baby, you know, and I put that in my story, and people loved it. And that's why I got so many applause. You guys saw that over there, right? So it was fun. I was talking about what I do, which is these tutorials and all that stuff. But at the same time, I made it fun. I made it human. I made it relatable because as it happened, you know, that wasn't planned. I screwed it up. So that kind of went on all day long. And so I got a call in about it and everything. And that was really fun. So anyway, now here's the beauty, the magic. I know I kept you guys waiting long enough. You can upload audio. So that's how I got the whining baby thing in there, because I actually have that. Like I said, I went over to YouTube and I'm hashtag relatable. Thank you, Tish, my hashtagologist. I went over to YouTube. Let's see if we can do that really quickly. For those of you who don't know, okay, YouTube does have a library of snippets of things, audio, free music, and sound effects. Now, I just use the sound effects because some of these you do have to acknowledge and the copyright and all of that. But since they already have music integrated with the app, so I don't need that. But you guys do it your way. But what I'm saying is I just want to use the sound effects. See how I switched to that tab with the sound effects? And then you're going to look for something short. Nobody wants to listen to Walking Cleats for 1 minute, not on Anchor. Maybe, you know, that would be fine if you were doing it for YouTube. But these, see the download here? You can literally download these clips. So I downloaded some clips, guys, onto my computer. And you can drag it or you can upload it right here. I had to make myself a folder. Let's see if I can find one here. This was of a male sneeze. Okay. I wish I could play it for you, but for some reason that's not working right now. That's okay though. And so see that waveform there? That's the guy sneezing. So here, what you want to do is make sure that you capture all of this. It tells you right here, it could be 5 minutes long, but you're going to do Command A. I'm on a Mac, so I'm doing Command A, but I would do Control if I was on PC, right? And then I could go in here and say, chew something, you know, I don't have to call it man sneezing. And I can still add some of that background music here. Remember I showed you earlier? We haven't had a chance to listen to it, but you follow me on Anchor and you'll hear it, or you go over to my Anchor page and you'll hear it. So let's just say I wanted to put music behind it. Probably not. I probably won't put music behind this little sneeze clip, right? And then I will give YouTube the attribution. And also, see, you could tell I've done it before, right? Because it's showing you the things I've given attribution. I would give it to the YouTube audio library. Now, here's another beautiful thing, guys. We can schedule this. Now, I'm not going to schedule it because once you set it, as far as I know, you can't pull it back and say, oh, no, never mind. That's not going to go good. So I haven't scheduled it yet, but you can schedule them. Okay. And I'm just going to publish it right now. Emojis work well over there on Anchor. So if I wasn't here talking to you guys, I would have found a cute emoji to go with that. And of course I would have changed what that says instead of just saying at you, because I don't even know if I spelled that correctly. Okay. So I'm going to come off the screen share now. Oh my gosh, isn't that fun? But wait, there's more. I did it this morning, and I actually made a tutorial to show how to do that this morning, because there's something else that you can do that, because all of you guys are on YouTube, I know you're absolutely going to love. Now, keep in mind, you have a 5-minute limit, right? So what you can do, you have a YouTube video that's under 5 minutes. I mean, to me, it only would make sense if the YouTube video is under 5 minutes. Otherwise, it just takes too long to cut it up into 5-minute segments. I mean, ain't nobody got no time for all of that, right? All right, let me just show you. I'm going to pick one because I actually did one this morning when I was like teaching myself how to do this. And okay, I go back to screen share now that I found a video. Hang on, I gotta put it on pause. This actually was a tutorial, but the Anchor web clipper will grab the audio from a YouTube video. All right, so I'm taking that link. I'm going back over there to the web clipper, paste the URL. It tells me it's uploading, right? It didn't take long at all. See, there's a whole thing. And all I have to do, go back here again, click Command A. I don't really need to listen to it. Go ahead and do the same thing. You know, put the title in. I may add a background track because you guys know when I usually do my YouTube videos, I never have any music or anything in the background. So that would be perfect for this, is to go ahead and do that. And then in this case, I'm not going to use that link. I'm going to use the link for the video, right? And you'll see here, I did it. Like I said, I did it earlier. I don't know why it didn't show up. Miss Ileane Speaks YouTube, right? And then I would have just filled in the title of that video, but we're not going to do that right now because I don't want my Anchor fam saying, what is this girl doing? I'm going to unsubscribe from that channel. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I just got the mail. All right. Woohoo, fun stuff, right? This little Anchor app is so cool, guys. Really, I encourage you to check it out. And you know, there's so many apps that come down the pike, and I don't want you guys to get app fatigue from, you know, my tutorials. But I think because this one is so easy, and I know, especially when it comes to podcasting, that most of you are really intimidated about all the steps that you have to go through to start a podcast. I'm not recommending this for, like, if you want to use it as your business podcast and all that. No. You may not want to use Anchor for that now until they develop the platform out, maybe come out with some paid plans and some options where you can get rid of the little commercial at the front end and maybe extend the time and all of that. But remember, I said there's an interview section on there too, and I have not explored that yet. So that is a great way to do some interviews, you know, through the phone, super duper easy. I think the person just, I don't even know if they need to have the app because it actually calls their phone. So I don't even think they need to have the Anchor app installed. And maybe this weekend we'll do some testing to actually, you know, do an interview. Maybe I can bring Tish or Larry on for an interview, and we can take it through its paces, right? Okay, so let's see if we got any questions over here. Okay, let's see here. All right. Oh, okay. Larry said he didn't do the Command A. Larry, there has been times when I didn't do the Command A either, and it worked out just fine. But I just want to make sure that you haven't gone in there and got nervous and start clicking around and then cut something off, and then you'll be like, but Miss Ileane only, you know. So just Command A and or Control A, and then that way you know the whole thing is there. Okay, so hopefully that is pleasing for you. Now, let's do some more screen sharing of the app, okay? I want to show you the leaderboard. All right. It's kind of amazing that the other day, I've got to tell you about Avi. Avi Uniglect is a guy who has an amazing channel where he shares tips on Anchor. Okay. He's like the Anchor guru. All right. And he's so nice. And he lives near me. So we may connect soon. I just wanted to see I probably already listened to, there's Avi. And Avi does all the tech tips and the tech tidbits and all of that. So, someone called in today asking him about Overcast. Now, here's where he added some music from either Spotify or Apple Music. So we could listen to a little bit of a clip. And then here he's talking about the weather there, I guess, or whatever. And like I said, I'm just going to give him some. Okay, here's another thing that I forgot to show you guys. You can also scrub through 15 seconds. At the very far left next to, or the far right, you see that little fast forward button there? I could scrub through in 15-second increments or something similar to 15 seconds. So I almost got distracted. I was talking to Avi the other day and I said, Avi, he was talking about someone being on the leaderboard, someone in our Facebook group, because Avi has a Facebook group. Guys, I meant to ask Larry, did you want to be in that Facebook group? Someone in the Facebook group made it to the top 20 on the leaderboard. And so I said, how do you see it? And I didn't know. Duh, that's what this little arrow is at the top right. Okay, that's the leaderboard. Okay, and in fact, that person's not on the leaderboard anymore. It changes so rapid because so many people are coming onto the platform, and we got a lot of YouTubers and a lot of podcasters coming on here. Okay, so anyway, and The Verge is like probably a featured station. Maya from Anchor is someone else that you want to follow because Maya lets everybody know when there's an outage or a feature request and all that. And she plays, you can call in and ask for a feature and she'll play it and tell you what your chances of getting that feature are. So anyway, at the bottom, there's Roberto Blake. He's come over and he's been doing such a great job. And look, Roberto is number 18. He's only been there for about a week and a half. He did a YouTube video about it too, by the way. So he was just talking about the app itself. He wasn't doing a demo, not yet. So I kind of tried to beat him to it. So look, guys, at the very bottom, it tells you where you are. Now, when Avi and I had this conversation the other day, I was in the top 100. The top 500. I'll show you guys. I even posted it in the Facebook page. I was like, woo, I'm in the top 500. And Avi said, yes, there's so many people coming on, even getting in the top 500. That was just like 3 days ago. And now I'm in the top 100. So it says share. Guess what? I'm sharing that. Oh, no, it doesn't let me share that. I'm in the top 100. Oh, well, I'll take a screenshot. In fact, I probably already took one this morning. So I wanted you guys to see that. And you may not have noticed earlier, but that little bell at the very bottom row now, right? Where you have the house, the search button, the record button, and then there's a little bell. Right next to that little bell to the right was a little red dot that let me know that I did have some pending notifications. But you guys know that I've been in here ever since Antoinette followed me and favorited my station. Thank you, Antoinette. Okay, so and this guy Jay Cartier, he's a YouTuber. He favorite. Now there's some folks that favorited my station, but I was at work. I didn't have a chance to. Oh, this is Sandra. We know her. Okay, so I didn't have a chance to go in there and listen to their stations yet. And if nothing else, I'll go over there and give them some applause, even if I don't end up following them. Okay, and I'm not sure Barb T has joined as well, and I left her a call in, but I don't think she's posted anything yet. So guys, this app is definitely worth checking out, especially, like I said, if you are feeling like the whole tech behind doing a podcast is just so complicated that you don't want to be bothered. Let's see if I can get the iTunes page up for my podcast. I made a short link for it. Now I just got to see if I can remember what it is. I think this is it right here. Nope. Well, that is the link, but it took me to the wrong place. Okay. Yep. So there you go. And I'll show you guys. Yep. There you go. And, it filled in the description that I have in there on my profile. So, oh no, it asks you for a description. When you submit say, yes, I want to submit this to iTunes, it asks you for a description. And so I just said super cute Saturday, which is my other hashtag, and some ramblings from a digital media diva. And so I thought that would be good enough because, like I said, with this particular show, I just want to save and preserve that Patreon information because I want people to know you're on this platform, you've got good content. This is part of your content hub, right? You're creating this amazing content. You should consider starting your own Patreon page. And so that's what I talked about in those first few episodes. So let's see what the chat room is saying now. Just got to make sure I click on the right one. There you go. All right. Top 500 should be top 10. Oh, Tish. Hey, Carla. How you doing? And hashtag Ileane fun and Ileane relatable. Thank you so very much. Guys, did you guys have any other questions about using Anchor or, just doing video in general? Or did you want to come in, Larry? I can get that link over to you. Antoinette, I don't know if your camera ready. If you want to come in and sit in here. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong link. I'm just going to get this link ready, even if you guys don't want to come in. I'm going to send it over there to Larry over on Facebook, like I always do. Yes. Have you embedded it on my personal website or podcast tab if you have one? No, I have not. I did not embed it on my website. I just not enough hours in the day. That's all. No reason. It's not like, I didn't want to or anything like that. I just didn't get a chance to yet. And if you click this link, Antoinette, you would be on cam. Just so you know, that's the link that I just sent you over on Facebook Messenger. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And I much rather this text. Congrats, Ileane and IW. Jan, I'm not sure I understand what because you put a sad face there. Why you put a sad face, honey? I don't know. Tell me more, my darling. Too hot for you, sir. Okay, no problem. And my wife says, it sounds like a zombie in The Walking Dead. Oh, no problem, Larry. I just wanted to make sure you knew. Okay, you said you will. Okay, so, and Jan, I know there are some people that are impaired over there and they are having a great time because it's just so easy to just go ahead and record that audio. And I've already met like 3 people and I've only been on there for 2 weeks. So, yep, go for it, honey. If you have an iPhone, oh, great. Yay, Barb is in the house. Barb, I want to know why you haven't posted anything over on your Anchor. I'm going to send you a link in case you want to come in here, Barb. Why haven't you posted anything? My to text. Yeah, I think that it's not working for me. Okay. Maybe it's the phone that you're on, because I'm assuming that you're on an Android phone. Okay, but if you want to come on cam and talk or ask any questions, I'm here. Did you see that I sent you a call in, Barb? I left a call in for you. I'm not sure if you saw that or not. Let me just, so people won't think I'm just making up this conversation here. I'm actually talking to somebody. Okay. Oh, Antoinette is at work. Okay, Antoinette, no problem. Okay, sure. Barb says she'll come in. She's got to open up Facebook to get that link that I just sent her. Okay, so there also has been an interview with the folks who, I guess, a guy who ran Anchor, or I don't know if he's the CEO or if he's the actual person who founded. I'm not sure. He interviewed Gary Vee. And I know a lot of you guys like Gary Vee. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you this. And Gary Vee was really gung-ho about not so much about just Anchor, but just the whole concept of the audio. And, I've been a big fan of audio for a long time. So I'm like, yeah, you late to the party, honey. Video and audio, even though video is my preference, and especially because of YouTube, because of the platform itself. Not so much that I just want to be in front of the camera. I just like the features of YouTube and the way the platform and what it can do for me. And this is why I'm excited about Anchor, because actually, I didn't tell you guys this. Oh, wait a minute. I better share the screen. I didn't tell you guys this, but this is Anchor version 2.0. They had a 1.0 version that you could not use. Hey, Barb. Say something.
I'm here.
Oh, yay. I just wanted to make sure your audio was good.
Oh,
wow, you're looking lovely today, my dear.
Thank you. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, I boxed you so that your video is up there. Okay, so Jan is saying that she's having some speech to text problem. No problem, Jan. I kind of had a feeling that that's what the problem was. Can I get on from an Android phone? Antoinette, you probably can, but I don't know your email address to send you that link. If you can copy that link somehow into, I think it would be Hangouts. You have to open up the Hangouts app. It's a convoluted way to get on the phone, and I actually never do it from the phone. So if anybody has any tips, if Larry, if you're still around, if you have tips of how to do it from the phone, let us know. Oh, in fact, Pam Gomez came on one day from her phone, but I didn't ask her how she did it. I forgot to ask. And she's on iPhone though. Oh, okay. There's your email address. Okay, so that may make it easier for you. All right, hang on. Let me get that link again. Let me copy your email address first, because it'll open up a window and I can pop your email address in there. Cool. All right. So, Barb, when you say it won't work for you, I'm not sure.
I think I lost the audio. Doggone it.
Oh, wow. You can't hear me? I'm talking away here.
Hang on a second. It's just my earbud. I can't.
Okay, Antoinette, I just sent that
Literally
link
just got it from an
you.
app.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, on my computer, but need the link. Okay, Antoinette. It's in Facebook, okay. Antoinette. It's in Facebook Messenger. Can you hear me now, Barb?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you said it wasn't working for you. What happened?
No, thank you for being here. I woke up. You were in my dream.
Yay!
That's funny. So it's taking, I've got Barb T USA on my phone when I go in there. But when I go on the desktop, it's like two different, because whether I use Twitter or Facebook to sign in, it's not that Barb T USA channel.
Oh, no, it won't be. It won't be. You either, that's a little glitch that they need to work out.
But
It's either one or the other. Either you use email to sign in or you use your social media to sign up. And if you've got them separated, you need to email them so that they can add your email address to the one that you signed in with social media.
okay, what's happening? I believe that I've used email, Twitter, and Facebook and my phone, and none of them are the same.
Right. And so you have to send us email to support. I guess it's support at Anchor FM.
You think that's what it is? Because I'll do it that way because I couldn't find the support thing. And I was like, I don't believe something so simple.
Oh, here comes Antoinette.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, it's Antoinette's debut, ladies and gentlemen. Antoinette Blake for the first time on Miss Ileane Speaks on YouTube. Hey girl, you're in Delaware. Let me throw a stone. Catch it. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I think you will love Anchor.
Oh my gosh,
oh, you gotta mute the other tab.
I got it on twice. Let me
yeah,
that's what happened to me.
let me see. There we are.
Oh, come back, Antoinette. You closed the wrong one. Come back.
I'm the blonde one in the house. That's not fair.
We'll be back. Yeah, we gotta show Antoinette the ropes.
Okay, so I have the 3, so I'll email because that's really what's the hitch and the get along to give them because I can't set it up properly.
Yeah, you close out the wrong one. That's okay. You're back now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So Barb, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to verify with Avi that is the correct email. It should be supported, but it may be Maya at anchor.fm because Maya is their community manager. I'm not sure, but I will double
if you
check.
could get that to me.
I'll get it to you ASAP as soon as we're done. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write myself a note. Yeah.
That I'd really appreciate because I have to tell you, when I saw it from my phone, like you, I was like, this is too easy. Then it didn't work.
Yeah, it's really easy to just get on there and start talking and start up a conversation and, the feedback part where you can call into people's show.
Okay, that's my other question because you called in and I clapped. It said, Ileane is calling. And I thought the little hand clap thing, that's where it says it's calling. So I tapped on that, but it didn't do anything.
Okay, you didn't hear it. Okay, let me do a screen share real quick. Let me go over to the screen.
I lost the darn audio again. Damn it.
Okay. So I'm going to do a screen share real quick, guys. And Barb, can you hear me now, Barb?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is where the little bell notification is. That's where you're going. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not where you find your call-ins. You have to go to, like you're getting ready to record, and then you swipe to the left, and that's where you see the call-ins. And see, there's a play button right there. So each call-in has its own play button. And that's how you would listen to it before you decide if you want to add it to your station or not. Okay. So
that's where you decide whether you want to add it as an episode.
Well, it would be a segment. You don't make that. You make the episodes later. Yes. Everything that's on your station is a segment until you create an episode. So let me show you that. Let me go to mine. See, all these are from today, right? Or from the last 24 hours. Actually, some are from last night. Nope, sorry, I'm on the wrong tab. These are the ones that I did yesterday and this morning, okay? These are all still segments. Some of them were call-ins that I added in. But if I want to make an episode, then that's when I click on that episode button and check off the ones that I want to add to the episode for iTunes. Okay, it also is up on Google Play.
But Okay. So it won't go to iTunes or Google Play until it becomes an episode. True?
Right. Correct. And you know, and this is why I say this is like for a starter podcast or for a podcast for a special project, because there is a couple downsides for people that are doing serious podcasting. Because I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, she sent me that app. They don't give me any stats." No, they don't give you stats. You see stats of people who are in the app. Like I can go now and show you who listened to one of my segments.
So, Ileane,
Yes.
question for you. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, go ahead, honey.
If I wanted to use this as like introduction to my blog post, you know, the mini intro to add on to my social media content, is that this? You think this is a good platform?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You get on there and you make friends, you follow people, you give them feedback, and then they follow you. They get interested in what you're talking about. And you don't want to just go on there every time you're going on there,
Right.
just like, you know, just like you do on any social. And I know you know how to do that. You know how to work the room, girl. I already know that.
No, I'm trying to be creative with it and do like a webisode, like every, Tuesday's thoughts. And then I was doing that with the live stream. So I'm thinking this might be a little bit better. What do you think?
It might be. Yeah, that's right. Test it out and see how it all really depends upon I hate this word, but I'm going to use it now because I can't think of nothing else. The synergy that you have with the people that you engage with.
Okay.
You know, and you may find that there might be people that engage with you, but they don't want to read a blog post, and they just not going to, you know what I mean? They're just not going to ever. They just want to be in this app, and that's their thing right now. Or they want to be on YouTube, and that's their thing. They're just not even going to come to your blog.
Right. Yeah. And I was actually thinking about doing a podcast recap, which I started on live stream as well.
Okay. I think these are all great ideas. Brian Fanzo, he's on there. Okay. And he came on there and he was doing like his thoughts of like what he thinks about tech and all that stuff. And then the other day I don't know if he was in between flights or something like that. But anyway, he was in New York City and he just decided to go on and talk about, where he was walking around in New York. And he said that was his most successful episode. He got the most engagement from that. I mean, he's only been on there for 2 weeks, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People wanted to hear, what he was seeing and what he was experiencing.
Right.
And kind of like the way Periscope was in the beginning. Everybody wanted to go on there and sell, but people want to see where you are and your habitat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's like it's not really a time suck.
Do it.
Yes, she's on there. Good.
Well, I'm gonna get me that support thing, and then I'll see if we can't reconnect. What, you must already be off work today, huh?
Yeah, I was telling everyone earlier. You have to rest when you work out. You have to rest your body, right? So today was my rest day. So when I walked in the door, I was like, what am I going to do? Because I don't want to eat dinner this early because I never eat this early, right? And then I'll be snacking all night if I try to eat dinner. So I was like, you know what? I'm going live on YouTube. My stuff is always impromptu. I don't know what it is about me.
One other question.
Sure.
How do you send out notifications that you're on Anchor FM?
When you notifications to whom? Your existing
followers.
Okay, let me go back to screen share. People who are following you will see that you've had a wait a minute, hang on.
So it's like a whole it's different people from.
I picked the wrong screen to share. My bad.
I like that screen.
Okay, here we go. All right, so when you go to the home, see the little home button at the bottom? You'll see everybody. It's called the carousel.
Right.
So let me go back to the beginning. So what users do is they come on here. If their station is live because they've done something in the last 24 hours would be the first one. The second one is always this news rundown. And it says good morning, tells you the weather, what you want to hear. Then it starts with the news. I don't want to hear that news. If that's the case, I turn the news on. But so then you start seeing the people that you're following, and you can click and listen to their segments if you wish. Okay. Like somebody I might be following, I'm like, well, I don't really feel like hearing what he's got to say right now. Nothing against this person. I'm just saying, or I might say, oh, you know what? I started following her last week or yesterday, and I haven't listened to her yet. So let me go in there and listen. So I'm assuming that these are in order of when the last time that person posted something, but that might not be the case. There may be an algorithm at work here that says, okay, Ileane is connected with, beg your pardon?
I said that's a good point. If it's the algorithm or if it is the last time they broadcast.
Yeah. So I don't know that part, and it doesn't matter because you don't have to just because that person's in that order. Even though I love Roberto, I already listened to him this morning. I love Sharice. Sharice is amazing, and I think you may be connected with Sharice too. I think she's tailored
she's
for
on
me.
mine.
Yes,
your carousel looks very much like mine.
She gets on there and sings, and she's just amazing. And then sometime I may want to hear about business. Now this guy's name is Dave on Business, so if I really want to just hear some business stuff, I'm like, okay, I'll go in there and listen. That's why I followed him, and then there's Ryan Bell. You guys probably remember him from Periscope and all that good stuff. And he's into the VR thing and all that good junk. So, yeah. So people don't actually get a notification. They'll just see you in the carousel.
And then you just tell others about it, about the new platform.
You get a chance to share anything that you post, or even other people post. Like here's one. If I wanted to share this VR thing from Ryan Bell, I would just, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to stop the screen share. Hold up. Here's this thing for, let's say I listened to it and it made a lot of sense. I just tap that share. And my whole
gotcha.
I just share it on Twitter and Facebook. That. I can put it in, Flippergram, Google Plus, whatever.
I like that.
Or I could add it to my station. See this button at the bottom here.
Twitter was on there, right?
It's on here. But you know what? Yeah, Twitter's one of the first things on there. But you know what? You can move these around. You guys know that? Share sheets around. So wait a minute. Hold up. I know I did it. It could be just the angle that I'm sitting at. But anyway, so that if you wanted to make sure you always share into Twitter, you could put Twitter as the first thing. Oh, there you go. It moved. That time.
Have you
see
seen
that?
It? Have you shared on Twitter?
Yeah, me? Probably too much. I'm probably oversharing anchors on Twitter right now, Barb.
I'm sorry, my audio cut out. Was that a yes or a no?
Yes, yes, yes. In fact, I'm going to show you my Twitter. Yeah, so I think Twitter is a good place to share it. I did share no, I didn't share any on Facebook yet.
So if I want, I'm sorry. So after this, if I want to share this, I can share your, it's from your, I can go to you and share this episode.
Yep, you can. Yes, you can share anything that I've talked about or anybody that you're following. It doesn't even need to be somebody you're following. You can just go in there and randomly listen to something and be like, "Oh, I like what this person just said," and you can share it.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to be sharing your stuff.
Now, keep in mind that it's only going to be there for 24 hours.
Right. So I'm thinking this is the Snapchat for adults.
So yeah. So, but what I mean by that is, keep in mind when you see when the person shared it. If there was 23 hours ago, you probably don't want to share it because it's getting ready to go away. Right.
So I would think that if I wanted to interview someone, I would want to share that immediately after the interview.
Okay, the interview piece, I have not explored that much, but someone called into Maya yesterday and asked her about that. And there's no time limit on how long you can be on with the interview, because they did say that they thought 5 minutes was too short of a time limit for the interview. So right now there's no time limit for interview.
Okay.
So
Which
I
I
guess
think
I
is
didn't
kind of
even see the
bizarre.
interview existed.
I'll show you, Barb. Let me go back to screen share. Okay. Let me go back to anytime you want to deal with content, you're going to push on the record button. So the record button is not just for recording. It's also number one, the interview, and choose from your contacts and you dial a phone number. I don't even think that person you're interviewing needs to have the app. You're calling them on their phone. Okay.
Oh,
So you just need their phone number.
Well, wait a
Yes.
minute. Now that does people know that they're being interviewed?
I think, okay, that question came up with the owner was interviewing somebody, because he posts all these interviews up on YouTube so you can listen to how it goes. And the one guy said, I knew it was you because it didn't have a caller ID, but it said a certain city. I can't remember what city he said it was.
Oh.
But it doesn't say Ileane is calling you from the Anchor app. It doesn't say that. But I don't, like I said, I have not explored that. And so I don't have all the answers on the interview. I'm just telling you what I do know is there's no time limit and that you call the person on the phone.
That's great.
So it makes sense. Of course, you know, you want to have a great interview. You want to let the person know, yes, I'm calling you at 6 o'clock from Anchor app.
Right.
Right. You don't want to just call your cousin. And because I think it was somebody who was like, oh, it was Tim Schmoyer. He started laughing. He said, oh yeah, because I wanted to prank call people. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
They were like, no, you can't do that.
And I think it also would be a great app for families.
Right.
So as we get into the holiday seasons, not everyone can travel or be with the family.
Right.
So if you did an Anchor, the whole family, and then those that could not be there could be a part of it. So that's another good thing about Anchor.
Well, I just spent this morning helping a family member out on Facebook through the Be Live app.
Yes. That's course, though.
And they were in text chat, but they had a smartphone, and we reached the point of convincing them you need to learn how to use that smartphone.
Right.
Good.
Okay. So I said, Android or iPhone? Android. And so I thought, if I could get that Anchor to work, and this is before I knew what you just said about the interview thing. If I could get Anchor to work, we could communicate that way because you could call in. I wasn't thinking about it in actual interview time, but that would be even better. Can you have multiple people on an interview?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys. So Carla Jenkins, she's so smart because she's already podcasting and everything, right? So she's like getting down to the nitty gritty, the part I almost forgot to tell you guys, how you can actually make sure that you keep even your segments that you don't add to your podcast. Now, this is some work, okay? And you don't have to be all that techie in order to do this. But I'm sure you guys are familiar with viewing the source code on a page. And if you're not, I'm going to show you, but don't be alarmed and don't be afraid, okay? I got you. I'm going to hold your hand, all right? So the one that I did yesterday, I did not make this into an episode. But if I wanted to save these segments, you can do this for anybody's segment, not just your own. This is just any really web page, really. You go in here and view page source. Okay. Guys, see this looks like a whole bunch of gobbledygook.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to Control or Command F, and you're going to look for the format is M4A. So you're going to type in
M4A.
And see these little, wherever there's a HTTPS and the M4A, you're going to highlight that, click on it, open it up in a new window, and there's your file.
Wow.
Cool.
And
Oh,
download
that was
it.
me saying that. I thought that was y'all saying that about me. and you download that bad boy onto your computer. Now you got to do it within the 24 hours.
And to save it, right?
Right. Okay. So it's so Carla, to answer your question, and this is how you grab those files, and you don't have to worry about that little bumper that they put on the beginning of your episode or the bumper that they put on the end. If you just want to submit your podcast using the Anchor app, but you want to submit the podcast yourself. See, for me, the beauty of it is I don't mind them having a bumper on it because they submitted it. They did the submission process for me. They did the work. They gave me the app. I don't mind them having that bumper on that because I'm also downloading those files for myself and putting them up on Spreaker. So if I really wanted to show somebody, I would send them to Spreaker.
Yeah.
Okay. But that one's there in iTunes. You never know. Somebody may stumble upon it. Or I might just say, you can listen to my whole thing about Patreon, because as all those episodes are talking about setting up a Patreon page and the importance of Patreon. And I could send somebody over there and they could listen to it. And I wouldn't, like I said, I don't really care that there's a, I don't know, 30-second, maybe even not even 30 seconds, 15-second bumper on the beginning of it that says, what you're listening to was recorded on Anchor FM.
I just thought you could turn that into a positive and say available to you exclusively from Anchor FM. Turn it around like, you're part of their team.
Right. That's right. That's right.
You're chosen to be on Anchor.
That's right. And you can even do that at the beginning of your episode. You can record a segment that says, I'm so happy to be part of Anchor FM.
There you go. There you go, Miss Ileane.
Okay. We put great minds think, it's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work, Barb. You started the idea, but then, so you guys plan out ahead of time what you're going to say, what your segments. Barb, you weren't here earlier when I told them, and Antoinette, I think you heard what I was saying, that I started off, I was going to do an episode and I had technical issues, but what the technical issues was, halfway through, I actually posted on Patreon, Bart. Halfway through, the topic was 3 ways to do live video. And I was going to talk about Anchor. And I recorded and everything. And then I was like, that's not live video. Why are you cleaning? So I had to redo it. So I turned it into, you turn your lemons into lemonade, right? I turned it into a whole thing of, oh my gosh, guys, I blew up the lab. I brought in some sound effects that were like, shh. And then I played that song, You Dropped the Bomb on Me. I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, so I'm not singing it in my
please don't.
I ain't taking no chances. So, and people loved it. I was getting applause left and right. And so then I went and I was like, I'm going back into the lab, guys. I'm going to reform. And so then I came up with adding Mixler into so those are the 3 live audio things that I talked about: Spreaker, Mixler, and Facebook Live audio. And so I worked it out. But that wasn't planned. I just was going to talk about Anchor. So here I am talking about Anchor.
All right. Well, it's a long day. I'm going to cut out, head back to Delaware.
Oh my gosh, Antoinette, thank you so much for stopping in and your first time coming on the show. And this is what happens when I switch up and go live in the evening.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Well, boy, that was something to wake up to you.
Yeah, I like being there when you first wake up.
I was up at 3:30, so I laid down to take a nap, and I had my phone on my chest. And you were talking to me.
Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, I saw that. What's the 411 TV was here. I forgot to say hi. Hey, let me put that on the screen share. Hi, what's happening? And she subscribed to Jan, and then Carla. Let me just make sure that you understand, you're not downloading the source code. You're going to highlight. I'm going to switch to screen share and go back. Let me just do that one more time because I know it's tricky if you've never done it before. Oh, wait, I got to get the screen up.
While you're helping her, I'm going to go find another headset.
Okay. All right, dear. All right. I'm going to go over it one more time, Carla, because this was your question anyway. So I'm going to make sure that you understand exactly how it works. Okay. So you're going to go to the page. You have to navigate to your own Anchor page because they put random stuff up there after your segments finish playing. You're going to shortcut click and you're going to go view page source. Okay. You're not going to download that page source. You're going to go to the window where they have all the page source now because, excuse me, it's Chrome is going to open up. Now this is on Chrome. Okay. Chrome is going to open up a window. But what you're going to do is you're going to do a Control F to find a file. And that file has to be in this format, .m4a. Okay, Carla, you following me? All right. So see that up at the top, at the very top right-hand side? I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. All right. So there's going to be a bunch of M4A files on here for all your segments. So then you're going to highlight. You're going to look for in between the quotation marks. Don't highlight the quotation marks. You're just going to look for this HTTPS / There's going to be a random bunch of numbers and it's going to say cloudfront.net, right? / and then more, and it's going to have the date and more random numbers, and then open that into its own window. So you're going to shortcut click on that and say go to. That's going to open that into its own window, which is going to look like this. And there's a download button right there for you to download that audio. Now, when you download it, here's another tip. Make sure you change the name of it because this is what the file name is going to look like. And you probably can't see this. I can't see the screen share while I have this open. Okay. But right now it says EMHLRTOSM blah, 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 M2, blah, blah. So you want to change the name of it, but you still keep it as an M4A file. Okay. And I didn't do it just then. And so tomorrow I'm going to be wondering what was that file that I downloaded because I didn't change the name. Oh, okay, guys. Wow. I think I told you just about everything that I know about Anchor right so far. So I really, okay, you got it now. Good. I'm glad. I'm so glad I went back over it because, oh, thank you. I love your enthusiasm too. What's the 411 TV said? I love your enthusiasm. And, when I get excited about an app like this, I want you guys to come and play with me over there. Because, and what's great about it for me too? When I had those bad hair days, which y'all can tell I got one coming on, right? Because Super Cute Saturday is this Saturday. So right before I get ready to go to the hairdresser, it's looking rough. It's rougher as the days go on. So perfect for me to be on an audio app. All right. I can still have fun. I can still reach out to my peeps. And, Tish. Oh, I got to put Tish's comments up. That's my girl, Tish. I tell y'all. That's why she's my official hashtagologist. She says, this has been great and I have loved the longevity of it. And Carla is saying that she enjoys watching and learning from my tutorials. Thank you. Thank you. And so I am so glad that you have learned how to do this because Carla, I know, you're so well-spoken and everything. So that this app will be right up your alley. And guys, there's people in there that are just having fun, guys. Just, it's not all just about how to make money and how to grow your business and how to do this, that, and the third. There's people in there that just might put out random questions, and if you don't want to listen to that, you just don't listen to it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're going to meet a lot of people that you already know that are on there because like right now, there's a massive influx of people. See, they just updated this app. Remember, I said this is Anchor 2.0. the app before was a little simpler, and it didn't have that ability to create the podcast. Now that the ability to create the podcast easy, lickety split is there, the only thing that's holding you back is you. Because as I showed you, you can even do it from the website. So, you can do it from your phone. They have the Android app that works just as well, just as good as the iPhone app. There's no like, oh, you can't do that on Android. Nope. Everything you can do on the iPhone, you can do on the Android. And then when you don't want to do it on your phone, or if something's wrong with your phone, or whatever, you can upload it from the web. So
I think my main system that I'm facing you on video today, I think it's going down on me. And timing is everything. And so when I was dealing with that family member this morning, I thought, oh my God, I'm bringing them out of their shell, and yet it's not easy. And we're talking about, they have a hunting lodge. So they spend most of their time outside.
Mm-hmm.
So the audio part would be absolutely phenomenal on this. And it was so easy to have the carousel to find the hunters and stuff. So on the interview aspect of it, which I just learned from you today, that would really bring it home.
Absolutely. There's a great comment over here.
So now what happened to my comment thing, so I can see my comments? There they are.
Okay, so one of my hashtags that my hashtagologist has prepared for me is hashtag Ileane is correct. Because it's about people and love versus profit and loss. I love that. Tish, I wish I could put that on a plaque.
Yeah. On a t-shirt. On a t-shirt.
That's right. We got to get some t-shirts. We're going to
get the t-shirt for that one.
That's right. Oh,
I mean, if nothing more than a joke, I'll do it. Just let's write it, put it in the message. Let's get that one out.
Yes. I always copy my chat and put it into a Google Doc. So this is my perfect time to do it anyway. So I don't.
That one's good.
Forget.
Wow.
Yeah. So guys, I appreciate you guys for coming. And I don't know if you have any more questions about Anchor, Barb.
I just, because I'll let you go. So I'll wait to get that support thing from you.
Yes.
And
I'm going to ask Avi. As a matter of fact, I may just call into his show.
That was where my next kind of question was coming from. So if you call in to somebody, just like you calling in to me and I'm talking about something, what happens in the interruption process? I mean, it doesn't
interrupt. Nothing's live. Remember, nothing's live. So I don't even know that you called in until I go and look through my notifications, and I'll see that little red dot there. That lets me know that. And all of your notifications are not call-ins. Some of them may be somebody gave you applause, somebody favorited your station, or something like that. Okay, and then it may say somebody published your call-in. So. I think I called in to, let's see, whose station did I call in? Oh, I called Robert Lewis, our friend Robert Lewis.
What does that mean?
What
does it mean to publish the call in?
Okay. It means that, when someone calls, I'm sorry, I shared. Oh, hey, Bill, how you doing? Thank you. Bill says I'm looking good. All right. I'm sorry, I shared the wrong screen, guys. I'm so glad I had this iPhone plugged into the power all this time, because it would have been dead. All right. So, for example, this morning I called into Robert Lewis's station. All right. No, that's showing. Okay. Let's start from this piece since I clicked the wrong button. These are folks that have called in and left me messages.
Yeah. And Nancy called me too.
And so if I want to add this to my station as a segment, all I have to do is push the plus button. And now that's part of my segment. Everybody can listen to it. Right now, the only person that can hear it is me.
But you'd want to listen to what it said first.
Right, exactly. I've already listened. Right. You want to listen to it right now. I don't know why we can't hear it. So, and that's okay because they were just sent to me. So
How long do those call-ins stay up on?
they stay there. They stay
Oh,
there. Right. And I guess these three dots would let me delete it. No, nope. Oh, I can clear it. Yes, I could clear that call in because Terry Johnson, she really was just responding to a question I was asking her about that 31 day challenge. And that's why she didn't even put a title there because she just called back and said, oh, yeah, they started the challenge. So it wasn't anything about Anchor. It wasn't anything about what we were already talking about. I was asking her about her thing. Okay.
So she had, as the caller, she could put a title on her
Yes.
call-in?
Yes. When you call, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. I'm not going to call into Ryan. If anything, I will call in to Avi. Let's just go to Avi right now and ask him this question.
I remember Avi from Blab.
I don't remember him from Blab, but I'm so glad.
I do, but I think we're even friends on Facebook.
And guess what? He's got a group that's amazing, and he lives in my area. So I may wind up meeting Avi in person. So right at the very bottom left, it says, call in to this station. All right.
All right.
I'm going to do it, guys.
Okay. It'd be cool if he's there.
Here we go. Call in. No, he won't. It doesn't matter. This is never live.
Oh, okay.
Even if he was on there talking, he won't see this call in until later.
Oh.
So I'm not actually calling him. I'm calling into the station. It's not like the radio where we call in and we be live. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So see how I have to now hold the record button.
Okay.
I can either hold it the whole time or I can tap it and swipe up, and that's what I'm going to do. So hang on one sec. Hey, Avi, it's your girl, Miss Ileane. We got a question here. I know there's a little confusion when somebody signs in with their Twitter versus signing in with their email address. And my friend, Barb Tomlin, she has that issue. Where should she send her email to get the team from Anchor's attention so they can straighten out her accounts? And we're actually live on YouTube right now recording this. So this is also part of a demo. Thank you, Avi. Peace. Okay, so now I can add a little background music to that. And there's one that I know that I like. Okay, I'll use slides. Slides like one of the ones I like as well. Okay, so now I'm going to say done. Now I can add the caption, and I have 80 characters. So I'll just say question for Avi, just because. Normally I would type something else in and put some emojis, because I said emojis are fun over here. I'll just say question for Avi. It's
not going to let you do a 4 for nothing.
I'm going to put an anchor on there because, I mean, hey, anchor is like the #1 emoji on my thing now. Oh, and why is it fur?
Yeah, okay. You kept trying and it kept.
Oh, I know. That's why I knew when Jan B was saying Jan S was saying that she was getting typed. Okay, so submit. So now I know that Avi will publish that because that's what he has. He has a call-in show about questions and, one of his tech questions, but mostly about Anchor. So I know that later on he'll publish it. And so then everyone will hear it and he can respond. So
does he take those call-ins and somehow broadcast them during his?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Anchor?
You can publish it to your station. So this is what will happen. Okay. Avi will probably, because Avi is very, very proficient at this platform. So what he already has pre-recorded clips. So one of his pre-recorded clips he may play may be the sound of a phone ringing. And say, oh, we have a caller on the line. I've even copied that, from him, right? Or you announce that somebody else's voice is coming onto your show. I mean, you don't have to do it that way. I see other people all the time. You're listening to a station, and all of a sudden somebody else's voice comes in, and you don't even, and that's okay. It's up to the broadcaster how they want to do that, right? And then he will respond, and he'll give the answer. He'll announce that there's a caller, or he may even say it's me or whatever. Since he has a call-in show, he may not announce. People are expecting to hear other voices, right? Because he's answered the previous caller's question. And so then somebody's expecting the next one to be a question, right? So it's all up to him how he wants to handle his show that day. And then he'll respond, because he'll take that call in and add it to his station, right? And then everybody who follows him can hear it, and then he can reply, and he always will say, thanks for calling in with that question, here's the answer, blah 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 blah. And then like that. So
add me to his group then.
Okay, sure, absolutely. Yeah. And
Because
it's a small group, and it's just mostly folks asking questions about Anchor. Yep.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that he and I are friends on Facebook, but I think he comes up every once in a great while. But yeah, I remember him from Blab.
That's not something, I must have met him on Blab then, and I just don't remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was big on Blab.
That's funny. I don't remember that. Maybe I just don't remember the name, but
he was one of the ones that was getting people to come in, and he's brilliant.
Yes.
And also, I think he had a thing on Smile Time for a short time too.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's got a Smile Time channel. I know that.
Wonderful. Okay, so really quickly, I just want to say hi to Walter Peterson. Hi, Walter. How are you? And Tish is saying, uh-oh, I'm not sure why you said that, Tish.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my dear. Oh, gosh. Well, Walter, you can go back and watch this if you think you would like to experiment with Anchor. We just went over some parts of it, but actually at the beginning of the video, I walked through the whole process, of how
I slept through it.
Yeah.
But you woke me up.
What I did was I spent about a good 10 minutes just going through the app before I, went over to the chat and answered questions and all that stuff, and went into how to use the website, because the website piece is more advanced. I just want to get you guys over there and get up and running and start having fun with us over there.
Okay.
Yeah. And Brian Fando's there. Joel Comm, he's experimented a little. I don't see him as much, but he's there. He has, been there. And then Roberto Blake is there. Tim Schmoyer's over there. I'm trying to think of all the folks that from Blab that are there. And Fireman Rich is there. And, a lot of people are doing things like quotes, but actually talking about the quote instead of just posting it and not getting into like what they think the meaning of it is. With this, you can add that audio piece, like this quote.
Oh, I think I'm going to get on there and talk about everybody from Blab.
You can do that if you want. You never know. You may build up a following from that.
It was very upsetting for me for everybody to just poo-poo the fact, oh, well, we're going to forget that, and we want to forget that name and everything about it. And it was, it was a life-changing experience for everybody who was there. I'm sorry, but it was.
But people deal with pain, and in the beginning, I was that way. I didn't say the word, and I would not acknowledge it for about I don't know, maybe 2 months, and then one day I just said, you know what, I'm over it.
Yeah. They even threw the word away, though. That's okay.
Yeah,
Blab, like as a word, existed before the platform, and even them, they went back to Bebo, and then they've got this other new thing they've got going. And I thought,
who knows if anybody's even over on that thing, because everybody's tired of.
Who cares?
But
they didn't treat people right.
It was hurtful.
Right.
So people deal with pain.
That's what I want to talk
in
about.
different ways. And so, yeah, and I would definitely call in on that conversation.
I'm okay. I'm
I
doing
had a whole
blend
entire
with
interview. In fact, my girlfriend Deborah, she used to have a show over there, and Deborah, she did a whole interview with me, and it wasn't specifically just talking about that. We were just talking about these platforms and how these platforms, and there's always a way to treat people, like even with Anchor.
Right.
I see that there's a respect there for the creators. And, sometimes that could be a false thing, which we saw, that we thought that there was a respect level there, but it turned out that
I
there
think
wasn't.
they took all of us.
Yeah, it wasn't until later on we found out
Every single one.
that it wasn't. It was just like we were like guinea pigs, and
And
guess
really
what?
lab rats, what I call them.
Yeah, you live and you learn. So
Lab rats.
and that's why I'm kind of hesitant, guys, to even say everybody come on. But in this particular case, because there's an end product for you, which would be the podcast. Okay, so
the funding, everything behind this one is much better. The whole picture.
I just showed everybody how to download your files. So because you've been burned before, right? If you're on Blab, you've been burned. You don't want to wait for them to say, even if they do it respectfully and say, look, we're shutting the platform down, then you got to scramble around and get your files. Get your files now as you go.
As you go.
I just showed you how to download them.
Right.
Get some extra storage on Google Drive or whatever, because I know that's the next thing everybody say, I can't download on my computer. Okay. Yeah. Google Drive is like $2 a month. Yeah. Trust me, I have it. And you get like gigabytes or terabytes. I don't know, a lot. And the beauty of it really is these 5 minutes. Now, there's something else I want to tell you guys about this. Even though your segment is 5 minutes of recording time, when you create an episode, you can string together as many of those segments as you want. So your episode does not have to be limited to 5 minutes. Okay. Your episode could be a call-in, because the call-ins are 1 minute. And the and the segments are 5 minutes. So you can have a call in, you can have a sound effect, then you can have your answer. Your answer could be only 3 minutes. And then you go back and you do a whole nother segment that brings up a different topic or expands on the topic. However you want to do that. And you can string those together. But remember, you got only 24 hours to do it.
Right.
So as many as you can get in 24 hours, if you had a long topic, which you just actually wanted to cover this, let's just say you wanted to cover an hour-long topic. However, before I even give you this example, I don't recommend doing this. But if you did, and you just wanted to get it out, maybe you've just been holding this topic in for 2 years, and you're like, I just want to get it out, Miss Ileane. Okay, then go ahead. I'll give you a pass.
Glad you picked up that moniker. I just love that. I feel like I'm in Gone with the Wind.
So you just break it down into 5 minute segments, and then it'll transition seamlessly once you have it all together. If you play the music in the background, though, it's not going to be quite so seamlessly. It'll be a little, but it'll still be fine. Somebody listening to it, it'll be fine. You
can't add music in the episode at the episode level?
No, because you do all that in the segments. You can't put additional music on top of that.
That's good to know too.
Yeah, you want to.
That we can't skip it at the segment and put it in
the episode level. The only thing you can do is say, yes, I want this one in there. Now, in fact,
that should be something they do.
A couple people have asked that they could move them around, like maybe the segment was out of order. There's a workaround, you go and download it the way I showed you and then upload it back and to get it into the order you want. But people want to just be able to, okay, now it's time for me to make my episode. Let me just drag this one.
I mean, that's
on the pipe. That's on the list.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be awesome.
Yeah. But like I said, I just showed you just the workaround. So
Yeah.
It's so super easy, guys. I showed you the hardest part about it was what I just showed you with the view source code and and to grab the file. That's the most difficult thing about the whole process. Everything else is easy. Now you got to do is think about what you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then. Thank you so much for your time today. I
Yes.
appreciate it. I'm going to let you go.
Okay, Barb. Thanks so much, and we'll get your question answered.
Thank you again.
All right. Bye-bye. And I'll add you to that group. And anybody else who wants to be added to the it's called Anchors a Wave, because used to all the segments used to be called waves back in the day. So let me just finish this up in case I just want to chop some of this down. I'm just going to put a closing on this. Okay, guys, so thanks so much for coming today. I want to make sure that you connect with me over on Anchor, and that's anchor.fm/Ileane. And I'll see you this weekend for the next video. Bye for now.